creating meat from cells is no longer a science fiction. It's possible, and it's just a matter of time before these artificial meat products arrive in supermarket. Welcome to Authentic Science video 46. Would you eat the meat that is grown in a lab? Let's see the complete lab procedures for the development of such meat. Now, how this is made in lab? At first, tissue sample is taken from animals. From this tissue sample, stem cells are extracted. Then, the stem cells are grown into muscle fibers, that is meat, in a bioreactor. At first, starter cells, which are harvested through the biopsy, are placed in very small cell cultures. Then, the cells need a place to grow on, which are called scaffolds. The starter cells are then placed on the scaffolds. The scaffolds are then placed into the bioreactor and soaked in a growth medium which prompts the cells to grow more. We now have this ultra thin pieces of cultured meat, which is then vacuum packed and sent to the processing plant. Let's see about the stem cell resources and culture medias. We can have myosatellite cells derived from mature muscle tissue or adipose tissue derived stem cells from fat tissue. We can also have embryonic stem cell from embryonic tissue or induced pluripotent stem cell which are induced by genetic manipulation of adult cells. We may also require cell culture medias or transplant medias and even other cells for other components of meat like adipose tissue or fat tissue. Now, how much can a single cell yield? For this, we should know about the Hayflick limit. It is a number of times a normal cell population divides until the cell division stops. It is clearly explained in the figure given below. Now, how can we solve this problem of Hayflick limit? By regularly replenishing the culture by using an immortal cell line or immortalizing a cell line, we can solve this problem. In addition to decreasing number of animal deaths and meeting the increased demand of meat in future, there are additional advantages as well. This artificial meat can be fortified with nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids. We can even co-culture adipose tissue and any other tissue with meat in this method. We can get hormone-free meat also. Even the health risk can be reduced by producing special meat like cholesterol-free meat. Now coming to the disadvantages, increased cost, increased antibiotic resistance, increased risk of contamination of the culture media are some of the main disadvantages. An ideal culture media with no serum, no antibiotic and no hormones are still under trial.